So let's talk about gear, which is arguably one of my favorite portions about this. I'm a gear aficionado. I've bought every gizmo and gadget you can imagine from the realm of content creation, starting with, my first camera when I was 15, a Sony Mini DV camera. I've always been obsessed with getting good gear. And I'm sure you can relate to in both your professional and personal life. Gear does matter. The tools that you use, the tools of the trade really do matter. I'm sure you can also relate to that you have to graduate to the best stuff at some point. You don't always start out with the best equipment. You might start renting at first. You might start borrowing something at first. You might be on a budget, so you need to get the lower end tool, get a few jobs, pay it off, buy the better one. It's no different in the content creation world. This was not my first camera, right? It took a long time to graduate to the cinema realm. But what I want to do in this module, right, is really just establish what works and what you need, starting with the basics. Because the reality is, you might think you need some sort of cinema camera like this, a fancy camera. I've spent years of my life delaying progress because I thought I needed this. Oh, I need this. I need that. I need the better thing. I need the better this. I've delayed so much progress because I was too stubborn to just accept that it was about the creativity and intention, and I could really just use my iPhone if I just understood the intention and what I was going after. All that to say, you might think you need fancy gear like this, and I would never dissuade someone for investing into good gear, lights, an expensive camera, all these things. They do matter, absolutely. But we want to graduate to that point, and we want to get to that point. And instead, I want to establish the basics of what you're going to need to create content, especially for home service contractors. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a job site with a camera like this, and it's really a distraction. It's bulky, it's cumbersome, it's complicated, it requires external monitors, external batteries. It's a very complicated thing. And the other thing is too, when you're gunning around a home or a job site, this draws so much attention. They get tense up, they get nervous. They're like, who's this guy? Hey, do you have permits? Who are you with? What are you doing? This camera will draw a bunch of negative attention. And matter of fact, I barely bring it out unless I know I have clearance. There's people that know. There's permits in order. It's a very purpose-built tool. Just like in contracting, you're not bringing out a Cat D9 for a small backyard, right? You're going to use a Bobcat, and that's exactly what it is. Purpose-built for the job. You want to make sure that you're using the right tools for the job. And in this case, I'm going to be flat honest with you. A cinema camera is overkill for what we're trying to accomplish. Everything you need to do, more or less, can be done with an iPhone or an Android, a cell phone, a modern cell phone. If you have nothing else, if you take nothing away from this entire course, if all you have is just a phone, you're golden. Because honestly, I use this thing day in and day out for my highest ticket clients. Most of what I post, most of what I capture and create these days is shot, edited, and uploaded on an iPhone. So let's jump into the actual gear portion. To make this simple, I've put together an Amazon cart that you can just take a look at, check out with. It'll be included in the description here. Basically, what's included in this is everything that you're going to need. You can select one, you can select none. You don't have to buy any of this. These are just suggestions. These are things that I've acquired over the years. They're battle tested. I've used them. Some of them are right next to me right now. But these are the things, these are the tools of the trade that if you really want to take this seriously and start creating content, you're going to need. First of all is just the phone, right? You probably already have one. You're probably already watching this either on your phone. Everyone has a phone. If you have a business, you have a phone. So let's just check that off. You probably already have it. The second item is going to be a set of wireless microphones. These are indispensable. Audio really matters. You can hear my voice coming through this. It's a nice mic going through a nice preamp into a nice interface. Audio matters, especially when we're doing on-site stuff with on a job site, right? You want to be able to put this on yourself. You want to be able to put this on your superintendent or project managers, whoever's going to be in the content. And these are worth their weight in gold. These are made by DJI. I've included them into the list. So let's take a closer look at this Built Right Creator Kit that we've put together. And I want to preface this by saying, don't feel pressured that you have to buy any of these things, right? These are just suggestions. I would say they are politely suggested, emphasized. I would say if you really want to take content creation seriously, these are some investments that you're going to want to make. These aren't things that are going to collect dust. They're not going to be a bad investment. These have a massive return on investment, not only for your business, but your personal life as well. We can get into that in a later date, but I want to jump right into this. Now, first item here, This is the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. It's DJI's latest action camera. It is just as good or better as GoPro. I personally have a bias towards DJI products. I've been using their drones and many of their other products for years now. Tried and true. I absolutely love them. If you are biased towards GoPro, by all means, get a GoPro. Get the latest GoPro. If you have a GoPro, dust it off. Most of you guys, many of you guys have bought a GoPro in your past. You dirt biking, snowmobiling, you ride a Harley, something. Fishing, you probably already have one. You might have one. If you do, dust that thing off. Put it to work. I would say, though, I would put an asterisk next to that. If it's too old, if it's like 15 years old or something, I would recommend just investing in a new one. The resolutions come so far that those old cameras really aren't going to do you any favors, especially online, on social media. These platforms favor high resolution anymore. So you want to be in the 1080 or above realm. So it's not a bad idea to invest. These have gone up in price as of late due to certain things going on. You probably know what I'm talking about, but not a bad investment. So right out of the gate, action cam, worth its weight in gold, can be used anywhere. Set it, forget it, doesn't matter. Get it dirty, mount it to your head, mount it to your chest, mount it to your truck, whatever. These things are indispensable. I'd buy 10 of them. I should buy 10 of them. I have several of them, but worth their weight in gold. Absolutely get one. Moving along, DJI mic. Now, this is the older version of these mics, and the reason I selected the older one, for one, the price point is lower, but also they're tried and true. These things are incredible. Included in here is two mics, right? Wireless mics and a receiver, 2 transmitters and a receiver. And these things are incredible. They record internally 32-bit, so you hit a record button on the side. It records a take internally and also transmits it out to here where you'd record it into your phone or an external recording device. The case, beautifully designed. They've got magnets, they've got clips. This thing clips on top of a camera if you choose. The case itself will charge the microphones and the transmitter. Beautiful, brilliant, worth its weight in gold, $1 million. I mean, I've made so much money with these, I can't even tell you. Multiple 6 figures have been made from this $249 investment, worth its weight in gold. If you get nothing else, if you don't get anything else, get these. If you have these in a cell phone, you're golden. Now, looking good on camera, on Zoom, on your webinars. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on calls with high-level companies, and it looks like a hostage video in a cave somewhere. It's like, what is going on? You literally look and sound terrible. Looking and sounding terrible is not a good move, especially if you want to be taken seriously. So looking good, sounding good, extremely important, especially online. And you don't always want to rely on your MacBook or your computer's webcam. A lot of these webcams on some of these laptops are trash. So anyway, this is a very low cost entry for a very high quality webcam. Incredible. Insta360, they make incredible cameras. This thing is absolutely worth its weight in gold. If you do Zoom calls all the time, if you're doing client interviews, doing interviews in general, and you want to elevate your web presence and your web look, buy this. Put it in your cart. It's worth its weight in gold. It's incredible. The microphone that's built in it, also incredible. These, Lume Cube, okay? I have these. I use them every single day. This is a pack of 1, so it's just a 1 light and 1 stand here. But you can also select 2, which I recommend. If it's within budget, get 2 of them. You can put it right onto your camera, or I'm sorry, you can put it right onto your laptop. For forward-facing light, they come in the 2 stands. These things are worth their weight in gold. Beyond just for video, having these things around, it's the same exact size as an iPhone, so it fits in your pocket. They're low profile. You can adjust the color temperature of the lights, cooler, more tungsten look. Absolutely, for $100, these things are incredible. Absolutely recommend. Super simple here, okay? So light stands, right? You got to mount the camera to something, whether it's a GoPro, your phone, any other thing that you want to be doing a time lapse with. You want it to be lightweight. You want it to be cheap, almost disposable, right? Like if there's standing water or dirt, put this thing in it. Doesn't matter. These things are kind of sacrificial. They extend up to 7 feet long. They've got these these adjustable heads on them so you can mount, again, a GoPro, a phone, anything on there. These things are worth their weight in gold. Again, 27 bucks. They're basically disposable, but this is where you're gonna put your GoPro for a time lapse. This is where, if you're on a roof, put this thing at the apex looking down. Or if you're on a deck, you know, this is something, it's your camera crew. If you wanna do a little video where you're explaining something, put your camera on this, walk up to it, talk to it, move it around. 27 bucks, you get 2 of them, 2 heads, absolutely recommend. I have like 50 of these. They're so useful. And again, you break it, you forget it, oh well, not the end of the world. Another massive one, okay? And we're gonna get into deeper reasons why you're gonna want this. This is gonna be a massive part of your company's content creation here. YouTube is going the way of the perspective. It's not these long form edited, highly produced things anymore. It's POV style content that's absolutely crushing. Minimal edit, direct upload, direct from perspective. I'm gonna show you some creators that are using this exact setup, just a GoPro or a DJI action cam, chest mounted, direct to YouTube, and absolutely crushing. For $24, right? The ability to put a GoPro on your chest, walk around a job site, talk to your customers, talk to your clients, talk to your people, talk to your crew, give high-level overview of what's going on. I can't even tell you how important that facet is going to be to the content creation realm. So here, 128 gig SD card. These, you probably have them laying around, just get a dedicated one. If you end up buying the action cam or a new action cam or any action cam, just get another SD card, 128 gig, 20 bucks, totally worth it. Moving on, more storage, okay? 128 gig SD card, flash drive. This is where you would have hard storage for stuff that you've edited, right? I just say this because it's a low cost entry. There's a lot more advanced styles of hard drives you can get into. Solid state drives is what I recommend working off of, and more analog hard drives for storage. But if you just need a quick, easy storage solution for all the reels and all the things that you're going to be making, something like this isn't a bad idea. 128 gigs isn't ideal because you'd fill that up pretty quickly, because I mean, even just this little SD card is 128 gigs. But this is in here more for finished stuff that we render out, finished products. You just have a safe backup of all the files that we create that you can keep at your desk, keep in your drawer, keep in your safe, whatever. Just something to think about and have. This is another important one. A phone mount for a tripod. This can, again, go landscape or vertical, screws in 1/4 to a stand like this, or even the little guy here. Worth its weight in gold, $7, okay? All of a sudden, you have a camera crew in your back on the job site. You don't need to have someone hold it. This will hold it for you. Just put it on the simple stand, put it on the little guy, and away you go. There's so much more to say here, but I just wanted to say these are some of the items that I highly recommend getting. If you got nothing else from this list, this right here and your phone is the thing to get. If you have all this, if you don't have all of this, if you're not interested in it, man, get these. This would be a close second, are the lights. So audio and lighting are the two things. If it was gun to head and it's like, Ryan, you get to pick two, it'd be this and this. We're gonna jump back into the module here, but I wanted to just show you this, go over it in a little bit more detail. Another thing to mention, and it's very much worth investing into, because guys I know in the trades, contractors, business owners, they're at varying degrees of tech competency and literacy, ranging from none at all to pretty advanced and everywhere in between. And I totally understand. So much of this stuff it's out of your wheelhouse potentially. I get it. Like, there's so much to know in this world. And if computers weren't your thing growing up, if you didn't have if tech wasn't your thing, I totally get that. Another thing to really master throughout this or understand is that having a computer, either a MacBook or a PC, I don't care if you go to Walmart and buy the cheapest one, but having some sort of station that you can use as your media machine. I'm biased towards Mac because I use them creatively, but Mac or PC, it doesn't matter. Having a laptop, some sort of computer where you can implement and use a lot of these. That's another thing I want to mention, is just having a decent laptop, a decent desktop that you can use as the hub for the creation, the file management, and the posting. So in a more advanced tutorial section, I'm going to show you how to use all of these things individually, but for now, we're going to press on into the next module.